Welcome to Leon's Lessons. And we're talking about expectations. So, we all have expectations. We have expectations for ourselves and expectations for others. Now, I'm here with an individual who has the technical ability to do this. And I have an expectation that he will have the camera rolling and the technical aspects. No, it's a panel here.
Oh, okay.
Middle button.
Middle? All right.
I have a individual here who has the technical ability to record this and put it on my YouTube site. So I have an expectation of him. And he has an expectation of me that I'm going to pay. Now, how would we, that's the do world. That's the do world. And those expectations work very well in the do world. Now let's talk about our expectations in the feelings. After a lesson, the microphone gets turned off and we talk about our feelings. And I would like to share my feelings and then have the other person share his feelings. My expectations on feelings is that he will not judge me. Now that doesn't mean that everything I do he'll agree with. But he won't say, you're doing this wrong or this right. He would say, when we do the recording here, there is an echo and the quality's not as good. And he would share. Now see, even when I'm talking about feelings, I've slipped back into the do thing, about doing it in one location as opposed to another. So when you're going with this expectations and feelings, it takes some practice. Now, what are your expectations for feelings?
Of my own feelings?
Yes.
Well, I expect my feelings to be true. And I think you're supposed to be, I think, which is
A do thing.
a do and an expectation. You have to be honest with your feelings. And
So, well, how does one take a look at their feelings and go, oh, this is an honest one, but this one's dishonest, bogus?
I don't know, is it intuitive or is it?
Well, let me give you this possibility. If a feeling has been mentioned by somebody else, in other words, you've had an experience and you've been talking about your feelings with other people, and they say, well, your feelings should be truthful. And you go, that sounds right, so I think I'll do that. And then later you come back and you go, now, is this a true feeling? I believe, and I'm open to suggestions here, but I believe you know your feelings because you never think about them. Feelings are never thoughts. If a feeling starts at us as a thought, that's bogus. Feelings are just there. I feel, or I am angry, I am happy, I am discouraged, I am sad.
I guess, you know what, the feelings are, they'll always be true because that's how you feel, right? There's no way to, how do you fake a feeling? You're not fake a feeling.
Right, if the feeling comes from the heart, it is always real. And you may be the only person that feels that way. In the whole history of mankind, you might be the only person that felt that way. But that feeling is still valid. Nobody has the right to deny that you feel that way. They can't say, oh my God, how could you feel that? How could you feel that way? Or nobody can say, oh, really? With that surprise expectation. Because that's basically they're saying, oh, I disapprove.
Right.
And they've judged it.
And it, like you said, it could be in a tone, an inflection,
a facial expression,
right. It's
body language.
How you say it. You
yes.
know, it's not what you say, sometimes it's how you say it.
So, another person, if another person passes judgment on a feeling that you have, the first thing that goes through your mind is that is a reflection of the other person. It is not my reality. My reality is that I feel, and then restate your feeling. The same is also true with disapproval. If somebody goes, oh, you did a crappy job, first thing through your mind is that's the other person's reality. My reality is, and then you state it. Now, you may not be stating that's the best job I'll ever be able to do. I would hope you wouldn't say that. But you might say, given the time I had, that was the best I could do.
That's valid. Or
you could say, you know, that wasn't the best, but I just didn't feel like putting any more effort into it.
And that's honesty.
And what you have said then is that I chose to take my time and use it for something else. I chose to allocate a smaller amount of time than I felt was necessary to do the job and do it to the best of my abilities. That was a choice I made. Now, the consequence may have been some other person's disapproval. Now, you are then left with the choice of, well, in the future, I will not undertake this action. I can choose to not participate at all. Then I don't have to spend any time on it. But if I choose to spend my time on it, then if you're being true to yourself, then you would allocate the time necessary to do the job to the best of your ability.